feel so much better than yesterday. I think it might have been in relation to this awful storm that we are getting today. So hopefully the power does not go out while I am alive. I was teaching and we did have a flicker of internet. So know that it might flicker while I am live, but no worries there. And I definitely want to talk to you guys about some larger dark pool prints, probably in relation to FOMC. We did see some on oil, but we also saw a bunch on VXX, our fear indicator, right? So when we see that, we need to pay attention. Obviously, we are up higher now. I'm going to show you all the levels. We're going to look at it together. I'm just going to tweet out the link. So I wish it was much easier from the way that we used to do it before. It was so much easier. I could probably spend time to figure it out, but there's so much other stuff going on. All right, that is up and live. And where's the video? Here we go. All right, so let me tune into the charts over here. And today, right, I see we already have a whole bunch of people watching today. So right here on my Twitter page, right? Hello, Salt Life 17. Hello, Austin. I'm doing well. How are you? So right here, also, if you guys want to check this out, you can try this for free. Flow Trade, awesome software. I've showed it to you guys in the past, but this is just from yesterday. So we have had 160, 500,000. This is all yesterday. 990 yesterday. We have had some that are after hours too. I'm going to see if I can get these guys to show until 8 p.m. because, except for like maybe eliminate just the closing print or even have the closing print. But I've seen some sneaky stuff after hours as well. So here we have 1.4, almost, I'd say 2 million yesterday between 31.20 and 29.75. So when we look at VXX, we are below all of those, right? We definitely were down. We were up at 31. Let's look at them really quickly. Let's put them on. Okay, so the highest one was 31.20, and that was probably late, I'm guessing, right? 31.20. No, that was live yesterday. So we have some here. So 31.20. And all the way down to 29.75 right over here. So maybe they were closing out trades, but maybe not, right? So these are some pretty big ones. It was 29.75. So if we start to go above that 31.20, know that there was 2 million traded yesterday, which is abnormal for VXX, and I would say, hey, pay attention, right? 31.20. Yeah, we'll just put the outer bounds there. Oh, thanks, David. Yeah, it's cool. It's a VCam by XSplit virtual camera with a green screen. I don't know. Hello, Louis. Can you repeat the software you're using? Yeah, it's right here. So this is Flow Trade. I did this I posted it here on my Twitter so you guys can test it out. Also, I do work with Stephanie Cameron in the Dark Pool Training Pit, right? The Training Pit. So 2:20 today, if you guys want a little glimpse, she will be on with Charles Payne talking about dark pool prints as well. We saw prints on oil, then there was the shortage, and then oil's going up. And so is the market, right? The cost of goods goes up when oil goes up. So that means that the cost of everything that you buy is going to rise. So buying non-perishable goods while they are cheaper right now. If you look at Venezuela, you saw what happened there. You look at Lebanon with hyperinflation. The Fed is still continuing to buy. That's also driving up the price of stocks. It's also going to drive up the cost of people's fuel bills as well as their grocery bills. So if you can buy non-perishable goods now while they are cheaper, you might think, oh, Jane, you know what, whatever. But if it's constantly moving up 2, 5, 10, 15%, that it starts to increase, why not buy it when it's less expensive if it has a good shelf life, right? Think about that. It's like buying a stock when it's on a discount. Why not buy your groceries when they're on a discount if you know that inflation is going into the picture? Did you catch it, David? Here, I'll also put the link right here for you. Yeah, actually, I think I have it right here. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. I think I have it. Let's see. Let me see if it pops up. Nope, that's not it. That's the YouTube link. That's not going to help us. You don't want the YouTube link. You're already here. All right. There we go. There's the link if you want to try out that software. So it's pretty amazing software. I love it. I have it on the other computer. Otherwise, I would show it to you live. So the SPY, I drew a new little trend line on the 45-minute chart over here. Might pull this up here. Look to see we might hit 442 and then pull back down. We are a little bit overextended, right? If we turn on the moving averages over here, we are a little extended away today. Yesterday was a very low risk day right here, but we are further extended away from the moving averages. If we draw a trend line right here to right here, we might come and retrace back down to 434.62. But right now we're definitely in that bullish motion, moving to the upside. We had a little bit of a retracement back, consolidation, doji day yesterday, so it was hard to say exactly where they were going to take it after the FOMC meeting. But now it looks like it's bullish momentum for the moment. If we continue back down, I would be cautious because that means that we do have those really big prints on VXX. In fact, I'm going to set an alert for that 3121. Hey, if we go above here, then we are going to continue to move to the downside on the S&P 500. It means that people are basically not buying puts, right? They are feeling bullish. They are buying calls. Let's look at the Qs. So the Qs this morning pre-market were actually the only ones that were down from yesterday. It opened down and then it surged higher. Are we going to fill that gap back down? You can see that we are having a bit of a downward trend on the tech stocks. Hey, the market is opening up. Everything is recovering nicely. And now all of a sudden, well, maybe people aren't going to be using Zoom as much. Maybe people aren't going to be buying brand new computers because they already have them. They're not going to be buying brand new Apple products because they already have them. There's also this shortage of chips. There's also the issue with China right now, Taiwan, Vietnam, everywhere in Asia is really being affected. Japan is being affected by all these natural disasters that could create supply chain problems in the future. They're going to have to rebuild from these natural disasters, which in essence could mean that a lot of these companies are going to have negative earnings in the future because people aren't going to be buying as much. Just like car makers, right? Ford was having to shut down plants because it did not have enough chips. I know that it was a bigger mover today as well. Yeah, we'll look at LC and Lockheed Martin for sure. So let's also look at the Russell. So the Russell is definitely surging to the upside right now. We have gone up above a dark pool level over here at 222.07. Are we going to close up above there today, right? That is my big question. Is this going to continue the momentum and we continue to move up to 226? We are still extended away from those moving averages, so we could pull back down. We did not fill the gap from yesterday, which is very odd. It was a gap and go sort of day for the Russell. Many times we will fill it back down and then shoot up. So I'm curious to see if the big guys are going to continue this momentum. We do have some volume dropping off. We are still in a sideways bigger picture on the Russell, just in a consolidation zone. So we go down to 212, we go up to 232, we go down. We've been doing this ever since the 8th of February. Actually, Shovel, I just did a little media spot for Angela Miles, and I have Tesla on there. If we look at Tesla and we measure it out, as long as we are able to hold the 670 level, I think we could see this moving up to 730 area over here. Maybe 720 test first, and then on up to 730. But we do have a $70 move, projected move potentially breaking out here. So I could see it heading on up to 730. Time frame, I couldn't tell you exactly that time frame, but as far as projected move, as long as we can hold that 670 level above this trend. So that is a crucial price point to close above. So I personally would wait until the end of day. Yeah, two of you guys talking about Tesla. As well as NEO looked pretty strong as well. But now you can see we seem to have a bit of a retracement happening on Tesla, right? It went up, tested 680, and now it's pulling back down. I would watch to see, hey, are we going to bounce off of 667.50 and back up? Or is it going to go all the way back down to 660, that $20 movement on the chart? All right, let's look at Dow Jones as well. We already looked at VXX, the fear. So Dow Jones is coming in testing the high level 351, right? We were breaking it, testing it. Maybe we're gonna go up to 351.60 today. That could be our high. Let's see if that measured. Yeah, it measured for the high of the year up there. I'm just going to do something. 7. Okay. We are running away from this trend over here, this yellow trend line. So that is always what I'm going to be looking at as my risk as far as getting into something. Getting in closer for it to surge higher, exit up here, come back, get in, surge higher, get out, and so on, right? So this is a bit extended away right now, 51 down to 49, $2 away. Maybe trim and then re-enter as it pulls back. All right, let's look at my list for today. I've got it hidden today. Okay, so first one on the list was BABA today. Actually, Tesla was on my list and BABA as well. So BABA has had that retracement bounce up. We have a little symmetrical triangle, not little, actually, it's pretty big, but base set up over this past week. So looking to see where we go from here. It has continued to move back down, had a nice downward trade, $4 off of that 199.40 level, pulling back down to the downside. XOM oil with the oil shortage has definitely moved up. We are seeing that momentum happening. It gapped up, but didn't have too much of a trade on it today. Kept it pretty narrow even, 58.75 to 59.12. You can see that really held pretty strong. A little wick up in the first 15 minutes, but I try to ignore those first 15 minutes there. Bank of America definitely surging higher today. Had some activity on this. A bit of a W formation off of this 161 EMA right here. So if we measure that down 37 to 38.50, add it up here, I would look for $40 and then potential for another leg down. If we draw the downward trend line here, we have two that I can see that we could draw potentially right here. So maybe we're going to test this downward trend line as well at 39. So I would look for 39 and 40, 39.50 and then 40. So those 50-cent increments I would watch for Bank of America to the upside. LCID, CCIV. Yeah, we'll check them out, Lee. All right, so Apple over here, I had some fib levels on there. Was watching that. So we gapped up, but we're hitting my 425 EMA on the 15-minute chart, and it feels like they're potentially positioning. Thursdays, it feels like they always position on Thursdays. We do have this double top set up here, but I would look for a break of that neckline, if you want to call it, down at 143. It tested yesterday. It did not break down further, but we are still below the moving averages. So this could be a influential day to see if we are going to continue to the upside. We do have that trend right there, and then this one over here as well. So this is the more extreme. If we break out, I would look for a target up there. If we break down from here, I would watch to see if I would use 143.20 as a target. And then if we break down below that, 143.20 up here to 149.50, 630. So I would subtract that down and look at 137, 138, right? And then move on down from there. Facebook, thank you, Roger, or David, Roger. Thank you for trading the Facebook today for me. I was teaching today, so I was not in the trading mood this morning because I don't like to mix that with teaching. I am not good at that. I'm better one, compartmentalize one and one. All right, so with Facebook today, did have a big gap up and then potential short move down. It has not really broken that level to the downside, but it does look like it has that momentum, downward momentum, to continue down and potentially fill the gap down to 352 and then potentially down to 350.50 I would look for. PayPal today also heavily hit to the downside with earnings, gap down, bit of a doji day right now, has that potential to bounce up and then continue down. Remember, if you are looking for that retracement trade to the moving averages, that those moving averages are continuing down. If we turn on, nice, Roger. Oops. If we turn on the EMA cross, we just got the short signal yesterday for PayPal as well. AMD surging to the upside, brand new highs. I did mention this just last week with Angela Miles as well to keep this on watch for the 113 mark for AMD. So that I keep a watch on AMD for up to 113. Hey, Julio. Yeah, no, I've been on. I've just haven't been as consistent with my timing. Life has happened. AMD went crazy. Yeah, squeezes happen, right? They definitely happen. Also, Uber today had the potential for a big move. We have a lot of volume coming in right at the beginning of the day right here, and we are above that. So watch this for a continuation move back up to 45.30 area. And AMC. So AMC sort of went sideways a bit. This one, of course, I have a lot of people messaging me about this. Hey, I see this little inner triangle right here inside the larger triangle, right? So it's testing a resistance line right here. We sort of broke down from that yesterday. If I bring it over here, it's still below. If I bring it over here, it's just breaking out, and I would look for 42.60 to the upside as a profit target. Otherwise, I would look for this to break down and test $35 if I was in this longer term. I know there are a lot of the ape army that are in this long term. Oh my goodness, there's so many retail traders that are trading this. It's still giving a short signal, right? On the moving average cross, very simple. The volume has been dropping. Who's buying? What's the earnings? The earnings are projected loss of $1. So remember, the buy and hold hope strategy is not always the best. Even when there's masses of people behind it, when you have the billions of dollars of the really dark pool traders trading ETFs against it as well. Maybe not shorting AMC, but they could short the ETF and then sort of, hey, I just shorted your ETF. Can you sell some shares of AMC? If they have little ways to make their moves happen. So keep that in mind. It looks like we are at an apex right now. It could move higher, but again, I would watch the 40 to 50 level to the upside and $35 level to the downside as risk management and some profit taking points. All right, let's go through the list. So let's look at LC. So Lending Club, nice breakout there with earnings, even though it was negative earnings, had good move to the upside, right? And that can happen. Let's see, 93 million, in the float, breaking out from all-time high, continuation move from yesterday. Oh, we already did Facebook, breaking down. You signed on late, Julio. You missed it. So watching this, it's still continuing to move higher, but the volume is dropping off. So the momentum could be ending for the day. I would watch this later in the day as well to see, hey, are the shorts going to take over and bring this back down to 2180? This does have a big potential move back down to the 2180 mark. If I'd gotten into this yesterday, I personally would have taken some profit off. I probably would have taken it off at 25. All right, let's look at Lockheed Martin. So Lockheed Martin is moving to the downside. Looks like it might be finding a bit of support around 372. Let me just zoom it in over here a bit, right there. So you can see that it looks like 372 has really acted as support. 372.50 right here. 372, lots of buying wicks there. We did have one big drop down day prior to earnings and a bit of a bounce from there, but we are below, below the moving averages. So I would look for it to break out and have a close up above 375 and use 372 as my support level. All right, let's look at LCID for Louis. So Lucid Group looks like it might be setting up to move back down a bit further. So why is this not moving over here? There we go. So I would watch to see if this breaks 2370 support. Then my target would be down to 2350, 23, and then the support level over here of 2240. I would look for 2250 on LCID. Yeah, my pleasure. And CCIV. CCIV has bigger volume today, but it's only 19,000. That's the interesting. So yeah, I think it looks more, it's interesting that this is up while the other one is down on the day. Right, Hood IPO, let's see, has it traded yet today? Yep, let's put this on 15 minute and this on a 1 minute, actually 5 minute. Looks like it's slowly grinding higher with resistance at 3650 up here. Right, so I'd watch that 3650 level to see if it's able, but look at the volume. There's not a lot of volume right now, so this looks like it might roll back down and then test the 3550 level because of the volume. If we look at it on 1 minute, it looks like people are just selling right now. There's not that many people buying into it. Remember what happened with Coinbase. Coinbase opened really high and then just tanked about 30% on IPO day. So this is stuck right now between 3580 and 3640. So watch 3640 or 3580, whichever direction it breaks out of this consolidation zone would likely be that bigger move. All right, AMD, big move today. We already talked about AMD, surging higher. And Zoom. Yeah, was it good? Yeah. Oh, yum. Have a little guest star here today. Home on summer break. All right. So let's make this 24 and this 15. So Zoom looks like it had a nice surge, but hit the resistance level up at 390, and selling came into the picture above 390. And now it's continuing down. Is this going to hold 385 today, or will it break down and fill the gap back down over here down to 375? If it breaks down below 385, it looks like it's setting up for a potential H and drop back down. 382.50, 380, 377.50, 375. Zoom, yeah, we just did Zoom. Let's do Snap. So Snapchat, I don't know, I never got into Snapchat, but it does look like maybe it's ready to break out, but volume is low. So I would look for it to have a close above yesterday's high. We do have some buying wicks right here, and it looks like that momentum just came in, or volume just came into it right here. Higher volume at the top, potentially selling. We are below it, nice little reversal candlestick pattern. We look for it to take out 76.14 and then continue back down to the downside. Target for me would be 75.26 over here, just about the 4 EMA. Of course, if this breaks below $73, there could be a bigger move down to 70 and then down to 69.50. Let's check out Facebook. We already looked at ASAN. So this looks like it could be setting up, but there's a little bit of a downward trend, right? So watch that to see if it can break above 73.50. That's what I would look for. Right now it is in the upward motion. Bigger volume on this candlestick came in at a support level of 65. We're up above that, but it would need to take out this candle. So above 73.60 or down below 65 for me. Also, let's check out the cryptos. So how are they doing today? So XRP is definitely retracing a little bit from yesterday, from its big move up, no surprise, potentially coming back down to 68 over here. We also have Dogecoin that was moving up yesterday as well, just accepted at Burger King in Brazil. It formally has a use function now. This is being used as a form of payment. So, hey, game on. This is already being used. Everybody thought Bitcoin was going to be the one. Well, Dogecoin's faster, less expensive, and more efficient in time for sending it back and forth. Less expensive on fees. So, oh, thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. So looking at this, this could definitely have a bigger move to the upside, in my opinion. Let's actually look at this on a 4-hour chart on the right over here. So it did hit a bit of a resistance. I would really like this up above 25. We almost got there yesterday. Yeah, for sure, Julio. Good to see you. Have a great day. We also have Algo over here. So Algo has been, let's look at it on the bigger picture, in a bit of a downward trend. I'd like it up above that $1. For now, we do have some momentum coming into it. It is definitely going to be used as part of the new ISO 2022. So a lot of these coins had retracement buying opportunities while we saw that Bitcoin was moving to the downside. IOTA as well, which is on the upward move. Would really love this to break out up above 90. You can see that acted as pretty strong resistance right there, and then up above 108 as well. But we have a nice move to the upside. Cardano as well, looking for this one to move to the upside with use function as well. It does have a bit of a downward trend, but bigger volume came in once we broke that downward trend. Resistance right there at that 131.50 area. So need a daily close up above there for me. And XLM, huge, love XLM network as well. This has been slowly grinding up. Would look for this up to 35 cents, 36 cents. Nice $8 move. Hey, ASIF. So we're looking at roughly 25% gains potential on XLM for that first target move to the upside. And then XDC is another one that will be used for the financial world for transfer. Probably XDC will be part of, in my opinion, likely the SEC for, for trading. The network in which trading will happen will be used with XinFin. So that's my opinion on all this. Oh, thank you, Asif. Yeah, Asif is reminding you guys, if you guys like the live stream, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, and share with your friends. Costs nothing to hit the like and to share with your friends, and then I'm able to help more people. So I'm going to wrap it up for today, unless you guys have any questions. Forex Factory, we'll look at the announcements really quickly today. So our unemployment claims were up today, drawing it down pre-market. We also had pending home sales that were lower than expected, down 1.9%. So that kind of goes hand in hand. How many people usually buy in July with a move going just before the school year? Most times with real estate, many home sale happen throughout the summer. It really starts with an anticipated move, right? The end of May into August. Now we're looking at if people had 60-day home settlements, they're looking into September, and that's not really optimal for families. So I'm not surprised to see that number is down, even though interest rates are being held low. And with FOMC, they are continuing to buy. With FOMC, they are continuing to buy to the tune of 120 billion a month continuously. That's going to increase inflation, cost of things, remember. So go out and buy those perishable goods, non-perishable goods, non-perishable. And also make sure you guys have cash on hand with all these natural disasters. The crazy 8.2, what's it called? 8.2 on the Richter scale for just off the coast of Alaska. You never know what's going to happen. So having some cash on hand is good. And be prepared. So let's check out FST really quickly for Sean. Yeah, so here, let's put it on the 24-hour and a 15-minute chart over here. So this looks like it gapped higher and then it just pulled back to the averages, right? So it is a bearish indication though that we've had this move down. Here it did the same thing though, right? It came to the moving averages, but these were swinging to the upside. So I'd watch to see where this closed. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Yes, magnitude on the Richter scale. I lost my words there for a second. So see, this doesn't have a lot of volume, which makes it more difficult to trade above this high volume reversal candlestick right here. And we had this high volume one right here, likely part of the reason why it rejected up here earlier. You can see that was just at 1296, but it didn't actually trade there. It went to 1260. So really, I would look at this candle 1260 and down today. If it breaks below 1226, I think this is going down to the downside for FST. All right. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you had enjoyed the live stream. Thank you guys, as always, for coming and joining me. Thank you, Sean Martin, for the contribution. I appreciate it.